What's up, guys? So today I'm going to be preserving some Swiss chard that I harvested from the garden yesterday. I've got my nice pile right here. So I personally do not use a lot of fresh Swiss chard. I will throw it on pizzas if I'm making a pizza or in pasta sometimes, but the way I really prefer to eat it is in the winter. I'll put it in soups. I prefer it that way when there's not a lot of fresh things growing in the winter. It's nice to have some leafy greens to add to soups and even pasta in the winter. So to preserve the chard, I'm going to be freezing it, but in order to freeze it, we need to blanch it. And blanching is the process of dunking the leaves into boiling water for a few seconds up to a minute. And what this does is it's going to alter the enzymes in the leaf, so that way once the chard goes into the freezer, it won't like turn to mush and lose its color. So the blanching is necessary for freezing chard. And I do the same things with kale. Any like hard, tough green you can do this with. So I'm gonna be dunking the leaves into some boiling water or simmering water for maybe 30-ish seconds up to a minute. And then I have this bowl of ice water right here ready to stick the leaves once they're blanched into the ice bath to stop the cooking, because we don't want to cook these. We just want to alter the enzymes so they can hold up in the freezer well. Okay, so now I have the water boiling. So I'm gonna put some leaves in. I am gonna tear them into a little bit smaller pieces. Just throw them in there. And again, not too long. I'll probably just leave them in here for like 30 seconds. And just a few leaves at a time, so that way you don't accidentally overcook them all. Chard is just so pretty. It comes in so many different colors. Like we have this little peachy pink color, and then there's like this more red color, or this orangey color. It's just so pretty. All right, now they're softening up, so I'm just gonna pull them out. I don't even think that was 30 seconds. And then dunk them into the ice bath to stop the cooking. Again, we don't wanna cook these. We are just altering those enzymes so they will do well in the freezer. Like, just look at how pretty that is. Just blows my mind, brings me a lot of joy seeing pretty plants. Okay, so now that I've got all of this chard blanched and it's in its ice bath, what I like to do next is, before I just stick it in containers and put it in the freezer, I like to give it a little flash freeze. And by that I mean I'm going to take the chard, roll it up into little clumps, stick it in this ice tray, and then stick the ice trays into the freezer for maybe just like 20 minutes or so to get the chunks frozen together. And then it just makes it easier to use in the future. Here, I'll show you an example. I preserved a tiny bit of chard last week, and so I flash froze it in this, so they're like little pucks of chard. And it just makes it so much easier than sticking it all in a bag and freezing it. So now I have these pucks of chard that I can use. So I just take a little handful and I'm gonna squeeze as much moisture out as I can, because this will be pretty like liquidy when I use it. Like when you go to the store and you buy frozen spinach in the bags, they blanch it. They do the same process basically. So that's why it's always so liquidy when you defrost it, is because it's been boiled in liquid. So I'm gonna try to squeeze as much out as I can. And fill these little pucks. Okay, so now I've got the tray full of all the chard, and they actually all fit into one tray. So you can fit a lot of chard into one ice cube tray. So now I'm just gonna flash freeze this for like 20 minutes and then stick it in a freezer safe Tupperware, and then I have it throughout the winter and the rest of the year whenever I wanna use chard. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you next time.